about what you call the 35 tenets of social media. These are actually tenets that you've posted on your blog. What do you mean by 35 social media tenets?
One of my, the first thesis is that air was the original social medium, that word of mouth is as old as human speech, and that people treat these technologies as something completely new, and they're not. They're the same they're the same communication essence as we've had for thousands of years. But the difference is that they, and that's the second thesis, is that the tools just make it a lot easier for the word to spread. So Facebook and YouTube and Twitter just make it much simpler, much easier. They take the friction out. Instead of me having to remember to tell all my friends about the experience I had, I just post it to Twitter or post it to Facebook. I mean, those are just the first two of the theses, but kind of closing at the end, the 34th and the 35th thesis, really apply to hospitals in particular. That, number 34, I think, is that the challenges of implementing social media in the healthcare environment are not unique. And the example I use there is my son, who came home from high school with his orientation packet, and there was a sentence in there that was just cracking him up. It said, remember, you're unique just like everyone else. And I think a lot of times in healthcare or pharmaceuticals or other industries like that, we can tend to have people object and say, we're different. It's fine for the tech industry, it's fine for, other service industries to be involved in social media, but we've got HIPAA and we've got all these other concerns. And, the point that I make is, if you look at all the industries that have been revolutionized by technology and by social media specifically, things like Netflix and how it killed Blockbuster, and maybe Blockbuster isn't dead, but it sure has been, toppled from its high state. You look at the iTunes store and the social sharing kind of things there, and the technology, the long tail effects there, versus Tower Records and the other bricks and mortar stores. Health, and that's the number. Thesis 35 is that social media will transform healthcare. They will revolutionize healthcare. And part of what I'm trying to do is help it to happen in the right way. I want to have it be a positive change, and how can we harness these tools to provide better care to patients, to enable them to connect with each other, to provide mutual support, and then also to get the word out about, so where is good care happening, and what are patients' experiences like.
When I work with hospitals, I encourage them to just be out there, learn, and actually learn by experience as well. Signing up for Twitter and being part of those conversations on Facebook and YouTube, just so they can understand and learn those different mediums and how the communication styles are.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. I part of the thing they need to understand is that this isn't a push medium. This isn't just a way for getting your word out. I mean, it really is a conversational thing, a two-way street. I mean, it's always going to be a little asymmetric. I don't know if it should be asymmetric or asymmetrical, but if an organization, a big organization, a healthcare organization that has experts in the field is talking, there's going to be a little bit less listen than talk. Okay, there's going to be, because people want to hear what these doctors have to say, for instance. But on the other hand, it isn't just all an advertising kind of push thing. It really is about building relationships, and and the way to understand that is by seeing how people react to the spammers, to the people who are just intervening in other conversations and pushing their wares.
These 35 tenets that you've talked about, you actually posted them onto your blog, which is Social Media University Global, which I found to be a really good online resource.
Right. Well, Social Media University Global, or SMUGU as I refer to it, is it's my blog. It started 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, as Lines from Lee. It was my personal blog. It was my way of getting the hands-on experience with blogging. It sort of evolved over time as I was doing presentations about this. I was originally doing presentations on media relations and other things that we were doing at Mayo, but it morphed more over into the social media side of things. Then I was doing a presentation, a Facebook 101 course in Chicago, and somebody was asking really in-depth questions. I said, oh, no, that's in the 201 course. And it just got me to thinking that it would be a really neat, could be a neat resource if, as I'm kind of learning these things personally, if I just organize them in a sequential way. So there's a Facebook 101, 102, 103, Twitter 101, 102, 103. So that people can get the step-by-step education, hands-on education on how to use these tools. Learning doesn't have to be difficult, and it doesn't have to be expensive. My goal is to try to make it fun. And so, yeah, I did on the virtual wall of SMUG, I posted 35 social media theses to spur discussion and to kind of crystallize, to encapsulize sort of what I've learned over the last few years.
Are there any other words of advice you can give to hospitals out there about the ease of social media marketing?
Well, I would say, kind of relating to the last thing that we talked about, just do it. I mean, just get some hands-on experience so you can see how easy it is. I can tell you that it's easy. You can say that it's easy. But if until you really see, I had the experience yesterday of signing up someone who's about 5 years younger than I am in Facebook. She was amazed that Facebook knew right away, suggested 3 people when she had just signed in that, she might know. And it's like, wow, that's really powerful. And a couple people that she hadn't seen for 20 years. And so I think part of what you need to do is just get the hands-on experience, see that it's not that hard. That's our school motto at SMUG as well. Translated into Latin, but in English it's not that hard. That if they get the sense that no, it's not expensive and no, it's not hard, then they'll say, yes, I want to get that. I want to see how we can apply this to our work as well.
Well, thanks again for your time, Lee. Once again, I'm Chris Boyer with HospitalOnlineMarketing.com, and I've been speaking with Lee Aasi, the Manager of Syndications and Social Media at the Mayo Clinic.